Alright. So, before I... What's the little guy doing? That's what I thought. Before I go too much further, it's probably worth noting that there are some minor spoilers here, not in terms of story or anything, but just in terms of like shells and weapons and stuff like that, and environment. So if that's something that you just want to avoid completely, probably turn off here. But TLDR, people are being a little bit dramatic when they talk about how difficult this game is. I am only making a video about it because like I feel like there's a chance that they're going to end up nerfing this a lot and making the game kind of a shell of what it should be or what it was originally, and I think that sucks, but that is a real possibility. Like Steam and Reddit is currently just chock full of people complaining about how hard the game is. It's not that hard. My shell level is, I mean, it's hard, don't get me wrong, it is hard, but it's not hard like people are saying that it is, like people are acting like it is. Give me 1 second real quick. So I am level shell harbinger level 16. I just got this shell. It's not leveled up at all, and the weapon that I'm using currently is +4 because I haven't leveled it up. That's just a level that it came as, and my highest level weapon is this one, which is 7, and then this one is 6, which is a really cool weapon. This one is 3, and this one is 4. I'm just use this one, and the best thing I could do is kind of showcase a little bit of how easy I feel like it is. And well, I shouldn't say how easy. That's kind of cocky. It's not really what I meant. I just mean that I think that people are being way dramatic about things. So this is a good spot to showcase things, and I feel like because we are in the lower half, lower bridging on the lower half. I'm sure way down here is like a lot harder, but this is the first area bit of where it starts to get like harder. This is still part of the downstairs area. I can maybe scoot over to there, but there might be enemies that I'm not used to yet, and I don't think that that's a fair. I just don't think that's fair. I can't really like. It's always, things are always going to be a little bit like more difficult than the first time you encounter something. So again, I don't think that's fair. I've done a bunch of stuff up here, but just not much to talk about on that. I just want to talk about a difficulty. So I'm in a little bit harder of an area, and I want to showcase like it's a good spot to show like some enemy density and everything. But like the thing is like, some enemies do hit really hard. See, it's like using the seal that I'm using, by the way, is the parry, the shield seal. I'm really tired, so I apologize for kind of slurring my words here. The infinite seal, which is the more difficult of the seals, and then you also, by the way, there's easy mode. The Slayer seal here exists as easy mode. It does disable achievements, so you do kind of like have a real consequence by using it. They can maybe even get rid of that. I wouldn't care if it keeps people, if it keeps them from ruining the game by over nerfing it, then I would prefer that they do that. But this here is easy mode. There's a hard mode seal too, like it's like a real hard mode. I like the normal, like what it is here. I think is completely fine. But I am using a very difficult parry. As you can see, like it has a pretty big. I wonder if if I could get out of when I'm locked on. Hold on, I want to test something. Maybe I could try dodging out of that a little bit, but this is a much more difficult thing than the other parries. With that being said, you do start to get used to it. Why is this thing not attacking me? Just like that. I don't think they need to adjust that. I think that's perfectly fine the way that is. Use easier parries if you want an easier parry. I don't see too many complaints about that. Mostly just in general difficulty. General difficulty and enemy density and beacon location are the main complaints. I will say they could do a little bit more beacons and I think that if they're going to add more beacons, I think that they should add more beacons with that you could go in and like clean so that you could get more eggs or whatever. I don't know if that's something that they would do that might like mess with too many things. Since those eggs go to a physical location after you get them, they might not be able to do that, but maybe they could have some other incentive. Just like if you're going to add that, why not have something else attached to it? But either way, they probably could use like a one up here. I would be happy with not more than that, just like one. It's like one like right up here or something would be pretty good. I would even take it like right up here would be a good spot for that, and I would accept that. Here you don't really need it because it's not, you don't go up in this like mountain, so it's fine. So I could get behind that one a little bit. Enemy density I think is kind of a ridiculous thing, and I'll show you why in a second. I'll just show you why now. I also should mention before I forget, because I feel like I will forget, that you do have all these extra little things. This one, for example, see if I'll just, can I equip that? Well, like, can I use it? That literally gives you, like, I don't know how strong it is. Let's see, hold on. But it gives you a little partner. I think I'd rather have the mushroom. The mushroom gives you extra heals. This is the most... This is the most enemy dense area that I've come across. Now this guy, he does hurt quite a bit if he hits you. Should I let him hit me? So I can show you how much damage he does when he does hit me? I guess I have to, right? Quite a bit. Still not a one hit though. Like if he kills me in 2 hits, I mean, there are enemies like that in all the Dark Souls games. So like, why even worry about it? You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do what I'm doing right now and kind of be silly about it. I feel comfortable doing that because I can work on my parries, which are fun to use. And you do get your sidearms. There's not like, you have infinite stamina, so you could just dodge literally forever if you wanted to, and run literally forever if you wanted to. And like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no real consequence there. And it's not like I'm not over leveled. I got a thing on, I upgraded a thing, so let me save so I don't, because I'm recording and all of that. Nah, just shoot, finish the video. Yeah, this area does have a lot of enemies in a close little pocket here, compared to pretty much everywhere else. Usually it's like 3 to 4 max. They do have a little bit long of an aggro range, I will say that. I do agree with that. They could maybe like adjust that a little bit, but like if you're, most of the time it's not that bad. But they could adjust that a little bit, but I don't think that they should change the enemy density. Enemy density is fine. Like, that didn't take a whole lot. Like, keep in mind, I'm very, very tired, and I'm recording video, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm barely paying attention here, all things considered. These guys are on poison. They're all poisoned for no reason whatsoever, little silly gooses. It's not, like, right now, I would say the difficulty in this little spot that I'm experiencing is kind of similar to Remnant 2. Difficulty, there are harder, like, spots or whatever. And for reference, I've been playing for, I think, probably 14 hours now. 13.9 on Steam before I got on here, and I've been on here for probably about, like, 30 minutes, so about 14, about 14 hours. And there are some enemies that will, like, really mess you up, but that's fine. Like, there should be stronger enemies and weaker enemies. They shouldn't all be easy. That's stupid. It's not a hack and slash. It should not be a hack and slash. It's not a character action game. It should not be a character action game. It should be the game that it is. People are literally trying to tell me that your trash mobs like this guy are one-hitting you. Shut up. I got hit by the rock, by the way. That's what did that. To be clear, I'm sure that you saw like the amount of damage that these little guys are doing to my health bar. But like, come on, man. This guy's scary. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned it, but my weapon level is level 4. It's pretty low for the area that I'm in right now, which is good because again, I want to like show like why I think that it's because I could talk about it or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. I feel like if I don't show where I'm coming from, then it just doesn't make a difference. The only way that I could like get my point across is by like, I don't know if people are just so new to the genre or like what it is that they feel like this game is like as hard as they're acting like it is and like calling for nerfs or whatever. But and there's some people talking about night mode. Yeah, night mode it's gonna be harder, but I mean that's its point, is for it to be extra hard. And I'm looking forward to that. If they made this like easier than it is now, what's the point? I mean, it'll still be fun, but it won't be as fun. It won't feel like there's any risk. Like, what do you mean? I'm not trying to sound snobby or snotty about it or whatever. I'm just really tired, so I'm a little bad with my words. But I feel like that. I feel like this shows like a good little bits of like where I'm coming from. I mean, this shell, my character level is 16. My shell hasn't, this shell I just got it and it hasn't been upgraded at all yet. Probably won't upgrade this one, to be honest, but still, so you know, take that into consideration as well. Now up in this area it does get a little bit crazier. I haven't explored much of this yet, but yeah, level 16, and the Smurf hasn't been upgraded at all. But if I go up here, it was pretty wild when I initially got here. Now these little crab things, they terrify me. They hurt, but I you know, I just run from them like I run from mosquitoes. And this is a lot of these little guys right here. Like I can see like where someone might like complain about something like this, but like, you know, on the same token, like it's blocking like this thing. It's not really, it's not like, it's not like the normal experience, you know what I mean, where the stupid little crabs are everywhere. In fact, the average person might just think that that's really annoying, but I think that was really funny. But it's like that's kind of like in the same vein, in my opinion, as like surprises in games like this, like where you get knocked off a cliff by some dude behind the corner. It's that same kind of like thing. Like they don't need to have all those things there. I wouldn't complain if they took that enemy out of the game entirely. every Souls-like game, there's always one enemy that I just fucking I don't love. These stupid crabs, I do not like the crabs. But in this area there are a lot of things that come at you with like lots of crazy stuff. Oh, and there's water. It's like if I wanted to, I could probably get a ton of like things on me. But the same could be said for literally every game. Bloodborne, Dark Souls, all the Souls games. Maybe less Sekiro, but again, that's not a Souls-like. That's a character action game. So yeah, I mean, this is a lot. There's a lot of guys here, but I made that happen intentionally, right? Like you wouldn't do that normally. With that being said, you can see the guys like way out in the back who seem to be coming for me still. Like they could adjust the aggro range just a little bit, that'd be fine. I don't think anyone's gonna complain about that, unless they overdo it. But even still, even like with that being said, it's not. I'm not dead. You know what I mean? Like I am handling the situation. Obviously. Sorry. Obviously, like in a game like this, where you get in a situation like this, your goal is to not die, more so than it is anything else, right? That is like the main goal that happens when that happens in any game, in the genre, where you end up in a situation where you got a billion things on you. And I'm not like crazy good at these games either. You know. These guys kind of break sometimes, by the way. I noticed that. It's like it's a particular character that does that. And these guys are healing. So I mean, I could understand how someone might get annoyed by like a situation like that, but again, I made that happen. I went around and collected all them like little like smelly Pokemon. And I still haven't died. I could understand if you came here real early on, you'd probably have like a bad time, especially when you're still like learning all the creatures, but the last thing that I want to talk about is that, if I didn't already, I might have, it might be repeating myself, but it is what it is your shadows die twice, your second chance in this game. You could farm back, right? So like when you get knocked out of your shell, that's basically like when you get the second chance in Sekiro. And in this game, whenever you attack the enemies, you build it back. So in theory, you could just always have your second chance. Although there's a lot going on here, but I'm trying to not die so I could prove my point really well, but then I fucked up and I tried to parry when I should have when I should have got my shell back, which I had the option to do right there. But either way, I made that situation happen, and I decided to stick through it the whole time. I could have just ran away and been fine. That's it. There's not really anything to talk about. I think some things could be adjusted a little bit, like, but by how much? You know what I mean? By how much before it's just kind of ridiculous. There should be enemies that are really scary. There should be enemies that could kill you in a few hits, like 2 or 3 hits. Those should exist. They should. You have to like tiers of scary creatures, and the bigger ones that do that crazy stuff, that you should only come across a couple of them at a time, like 1 or 2. And maybe some like appropriate spacing, and then you have your trash mobs, and you have your less than trash mobs, like the little like by trash mobs I just mean like your basic little guys, not these guys though. These guys are just like fodder basically, because they just die like so easily. But you know, your normal little dudes, like these little fire guys or whatever, just like your basic mobs. And then you have like that really strong guy over there, and it's just like one of them. Like that's how that should be. Like that's good. They did a good job at that. I do think that they could lower the aggro range a little bit, but for the most part, I think people are being ridiculous about the difficulty in this. I think I like it's not hard. It's not that. I played harder Souls games. So Dark Souls 1 is harder. play Dark Souls 1 and then you could like instantly go into get like murdered by like a billion skeletons and have no idea what's going on because it's just literally right there at the very beginning of the game. You're not going to realize that's a like later part in the game, but I don't know. To each their own, but I just hope that they don't ruin this by like over nerfing it. Night mode is its own thing. That like the night mode is basically hardcore mode, and I haven't experienced that yet, which I need to soon because there's a thing I want to check out. And then you have Slayer Seal too, like if you really want. I would even be all right with them. So the way Slayer Seal works is it gives you like. I think it gives you some extra stuff. I have no idea, but what it does is it turns the game into easy mode. It does a bunch of stuff to make the game easy. But the consequence of using that is that it does disable Steam achievements. So that's kind of what that is. So, but I would be alright if they like took the disabling of that out, maybe, so that people could like who just can't handle the game being difficult, and for some reason are like, I don't. Why play a Souls like with the expectation of it or the desire of it being easy? It just doesn't make sense to me. The first Mortal Shell game is harder than this. I just whatever. It is what it is. I just want to talk about that because it's stupid. Bye.